Question 1. So the first thing you want to do along this line here, just because it's easiest, I can see that's 142. So anywhere opposite this angle, anywhere along this line, anything that is an obtuse angle must also be 142. So I'm going to write it in on every single angle. Now ordinarily I would go up and draw it in here as well, but I don't think that's going to be the case this time because it meets the other line, and it's only true that it's 142 for the obtuse angle along this line here. However, this line here, you can see continues there, so if that's 121, this must be 121, that's 121, and it's the obtuse angle that's always 121, so that's not angle Y, but that angle there is 121. Okay, now that's starting to get me to work out everything I need to here. Okay then, so I can say here that x must be, x is equal to 142. What else can I work out? I can work out W as well. I can do W is 121. Now, Y is going to be quite easy to work out because I can see there that is angles on a straight line. So I need to do 180 minus 121. So then borrow 950. So Y is equal to 59 degrees. And then finally, this angle here for Z. Now, I know that this must also be 59 degrees because of angles on a straight line by here. So I'm going to put that in as 59 there. Now, also this is a straight line here, isn't it, going by here, and also these two opposites. So that must also be 59 degrees. Now, the other one that I can work out here is this bit here. And the reason why I can work that out is because I get a C angle. So this here, this line here, that makes that angle connecting to this line here, which makes the X angle. I know that these two must add to 180. So if I do 180 minus 142, I will find out what that angle is there, and I've made that 38 degrees. Again, so finally, to work out angle Z now, I can see that it's just a straight line from here to here, or I could say that the whole way around, so including this 59, this 121, is angles at a point. In fact, I might do that. And those angles I know add up to 360. So in the working out bit here, I'm going to say 121 plus 59 plus another 59 and then plus 38. So that's going to give me 9 and 1 is 10, 19, 27. Carry the 2. And then 10, 15, this is 7 again, 17, and then 2. I make that 277. So then I do 360, take away 277. So then borrow 1, 3, borrow 1 again, 8. I make Z equal to 83 degrees. Okay then, over the page. Question 2, first of all, it says that you will be assessed on the quality of your written communication. So what we are going to do here is we are going to write out the bits of maths that I'm starting to work out and then just describe what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. And we can do that after if you like, you don't have to do it at the same time. So it says the shape is a polygon. That just means it's a shape. It's got a certain number of sides, bigger than 1, less than 1,000,000. Well, not even less than 1,000,000, it could be any side at all. Okay, so that doesn't really tell us much, but I've read that, I get it. The shape has an odd number of sides. Okay, so it could have 1 side, it could have 3 sides, it could have 5 sides, it could have so on. Okay, so I'm going to say from there 1, 3, 5, 7, ... sides. It's not a triangle. Okay, red, so it's not one with 3 sides. Obviously there's no shapes with 1 side. Okay, and it has fewer than 7 sides. I'm hearing you. It's less than 7, so it can't be any of those. So that tells me how many sides it's got. It's got 5. 3 of the interior angles measure 106 degrees. All of the other angles are marked with the letter X. Solve Enzo's problem to find the size of X. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to say shape has 5 sides. 5 sides because it has an odd number. It has an odd number of sides. and it's not a triangle and has less than 7 sides. And then just put an arrow there, and then a 5-sided shape is called a pentagon. Okay, but that's going to overkill. You know, that really is writing a really long sentence. You wouldn't necessarily have to be that detailed, even though it's quality of written communication. It's more than acceptable to just talk through what we did here, okay, and how I worked that out. Okay, so it then says, right, the next thing, part of your quality of written communication is actually drawing the shape and actually drawing it properly. So I'm going to draw a 5-sided shape. So just generically, it doesn't matter if it doesn't quite match up to what you're saying. It's just to give you some sort of idea. Okay, so there's my 5-sided shape, and it says 3 of the angles are, measure 106 degrees. So I'm going to put in 106 degrees, 106 degrees, and 106. Okay, I've dealt with that. It says the other angles are marked with the letter X, so that must be X and X. Okay. Now, we need to work out what the degrees in the entire shape is. 5 sides. So to work out the number of shapes, the formula that we use is n minus 2, which stands for number of sides minus 2, times by 180, which we proved in a lesson. Okay, basically, the number of sides take away 2 is always the number of triangles I can split the shape into. So we split that into 3 triangles. So we do 3 times by 180. Best way to do 3 times 180, I'm going to split it into 180 and then times both of those by 3, and then I'm going to add the results together. 3 times by 100 is 300. 3 times by 8 is 24. Add the 0 is 240. So my answer is 540 degrees. Okay, so what I want to do now is 106, add 106, add 106. And 6 add 6 add 6 is 18. All the zeros and 1 make 1. And then all these ones here, 1, 2, 3, makes 3. And I'm just going to say, because it's QWC, I'm going to say what I'm doing here. I'm going to say adding together known angles. Okay, so I've got that, but I've also got this X add X here. So I know that 318 plus the 2x should come to 540. Okay, and the reason why that's true is angles, I'm going to say all angles, add to 540. Okay, and then I'm going to put in brackets pentagon there. And then I'm going to get rid of the 318 from each side, so I'm going to take away 318. So that comes to 2x there is equal to 2, 2, 2. And then to get rid of the 2, I'm going to divide both sides by 2. X is equal to 1, 1, 1. So I'm going to say, and then it says, solve Enzo's problem to find the size of x. And I'm going to just say, this is the size of x. Okay. Okay, next question is very, very, very similar. So if you liked angles, this paper was a bit of a dream. Okay. So the first thing that we're asked, it says all of the angles measured in degrees. Find the size of the angles, each of the 3 angles. Okay, so the first thing I'm noticing is that these are all on a straight line here. And I'm just going to, this is more for your benefit, it's not a QWC question, but this is more for you, okay? Angles on a straight line equal 180 degrees. Okay, so I'm going to say 7y plus 32 plus 3y plus 50 plus 8y minus 10 is equal to 180 degrees. Okay then, 7y plus 3y, 10y, plus the 8y is 18y. 32, add 50 is 82. Take away 10 is 72, but a plus 72 nonetheless. Let's try and make the focus a bit better. There we go. Is equal to 180. I'm now going to get rid of the plus 72 and take 72 off both. So I'm going to get 18y is equal to, now I'm going to take 72 in 2 ways here. I'm going to take 70, which will take me to 110, then take away 2, which is 108. And then I'm going to divide both sides by 18. Now that's easy, that side. That tells me that's y. So y equals. But I've got absolutely no idea how many 18s go into 108. So what I'm going to do by here, start to write out the 18 times table. Okay, so 1 times 18 is 18, double of it would be 36, and then I'm probably getting a bit lost, don't know it from there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is add 18 each time, and I'm going to do that in a very clever way, at least I think it's clever. I'm going to add 20, then take away 2, because 20 take away 2 is 18, and it'll be much easier to add. So that's going to give me, add 20 is 56, take away 2 is 54. Add 20 is 74, take away 2 is 72. Add 20 is 92, take away the 2 is 90. Add 20 is 110, take away 2 is 108. And stop there because that was my answer over here. So that goes in once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. My answer is y equals 6. Final bit that I need to do is asking me to find the size of each angle. So this is a bit of substitution. I need to change the y to open brackets in each case here, and then sub in what I've just found out the value of y, which is 6. So 6 there, 6 there, 6 there. 7 bracket 6 means 7 times 6, that's 42. Add the 32 would be 74. 3 times 6 is 18, add the 50 is 68. And then 8 times 6 is 48, take away the 10 is 38. Okay then, last lesson's C grade topic of the week. So we are going to enlarge this shape by a scale factor of 2. That means getting twice as big from the centre 0. So what I did was I said pick the nearest corner. So how do I get to this corner here? So I go down 2 and across 1. So in the enlargement I need to go down 4 and across 2. So I go back to the centre, go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then go cross 2, 1, 2. So it should be there. Okay, now I could do that for each of the corners. I could say, how do I get to this one? Up 1, 2, 3, across 1. So then I double it and go up 6 and go across 2. And then the same for this one. But what I like to do is measure the size of this line and say it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares long in the original. So in the enlargement it must be twice as much as that. It's going to be 10. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 by there. Okay, this line is also 5, I believe. Check, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in the enlargement it must also be 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now it's a case of joining up the dots. For the next bit, you will require the use of tracing paper, which I don't have, so I'm just going to run and get some. I'll be about 20 seconds, okay? So, by all means, fast forward the video. Okay then, so the next question then, rotating the triangle through 90 degrees about the origin. First of all, it's requiring you to know what the origin means. The origin is 0, 0, it's where the axes meet, so this point here. Now ordinarily I tell you to go and draw a crosshair on that point, but it's sort of already done for us there, okay, because it's where the axes meet. But when you trace it, it's very important you also trace the crosshair as well. So I'm going to trace, probably a little bit too big, but it doesn't matter, you can't really go too big. But you can do it a bit smaller than that if you wanted to. And then tracing the shape. Now the straighter you do this, the better. If you mess it up trying to do it freehand, you may have to go back and do it again. Okay, right then. It says 90 degrees clockwise. So I put my pen on that point there, and I'm looking for a quarter turn on this, this red line that I've drawn the crosshair there. So there we go, that is my turn there. So I'm going to mark on the paper there, there, and there. I can see that now. I'm going to remove the tracing paper. I'm going to draw the shape in. And for good measure, I'm just going to go and put the tracing paper back where it belonged and check that it matches up. There we go. Yeah, I've definitely got the marks there for that then. Okay. Okay then, this question here was bearings, but it was asking you to use angles yet again because it says diagram is not drawn to scale. Because that's 145, I can work that angle out by doing angles on a straight line equal 180. So 180 minus 145. Borrow 1 here, comes 10, take away 5 is 5, 3 and 0. So this angle here must be 35 and this angle here is 180. Okay. Now it says here, calculate the bearing of P from R. So you're at R, you're here, and you want to get to here. So how do I get there? Well, I get there by measuring from north clockwise until I get to that line there. So to work it out, I need to do 180, add the 35 I've just worked out. 0 add 5 is 5, 8 add 3 is 11, and then 1 add 1 is 2. So my answer is 215 degrees. That's my answer. Okay, I'll make it nice and obvious just so anyone marking my work knows exactly what I was saying was my answer. Okay, the next question is your algebra page. So I've got y times by y cubed. Done a lot of work on this now, so I'd hope that you've already beaten me to the answer y to the power of 4 plus 6y. This one here, just be careful, you need to get rid of that plus 54 first, so I'm going to get rid of it from both sides, which will leave me with x over 3 is equal to, now just be careful here, 63 take away 54, some people say 11, it's not 11, 3 take away 4, you can't do, so you need to borrow one, that becomes 13 take away 4, which is 9, and then 5 take away 5 is 0. Now this over 3 means divided by 3, so to get rid of that, you need to times both sides by 3, and get the answer x equals 27, but very easy to go wrong on that one. This one here, the whole thing is over 4, so I need to times both sides by 4, and I get 36, take away something, is equal to 40. Now you can either think about this logically, or you can do a little bit of a longer method that I prefer. This is saying 36 take away what is 40. Now I know that you don't usually take away anything to get to 40 from 36, you need to add 4. So that means I need to take away a minus number, and in this case take away minus 4. But the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to say I don't like the x being negative, so I'm going to add x to each side. And I'm going to write my answer by here once I've written it down here, just so I've got some more room. But 40 add x. So I'm going to write exactly the same thing there. 36 equals 40 plus x. Now I'm going to get rid of the 40 from each side, and I get the answer minus 4 is equal to x, which is fine, it's the same thing as saying x equals minus 4. Okay, either of those answers are correct that way round. Factorizing. To factorize, we need to take a common number or a common letter or both out. So 2 and 4, 2 goes into both those. X squared and x goes into those. So that would become x minus 2 there to multiply out and give me back that thing there. Nth term sequence here, go and check the difference between each of these. Plus 4, plus 4, plus 4, plus 4. That's excellent news. That means it's 4n because it's plus 4 every time. Come back and work out the number in front of this one here. So to get from 3 backwards here, I'd take away 4. 3 take away 4 is minus 1. So it's 4n minus 1. Finally, the question that you had to do here, 5a, said Freddie goes to buy a ticket for a concert. Sign says, a sign in the ticket office says 20% off original prices. Freddie comes away having paid a reduced price of £36.80 for his ticket. What was the original price? This is a very nasty question. You're going to write out this formula here. Original minus discount equals price. Okay? Now your original we always treat as 100%. We want to take away a discount of 20%. And the answer is not 80% yet. We don't say equals 80%, we say equal to the price, which was £36.80p. 100% take away 20% is 80%. That is what is equal to the £36.80p. Now, if I'm to work out with the original price, that needs to be 100, not 80. So what I need to do is turn that into 100. So, best way to do this. There's loads of different ways. I'm just trying to think of the easiest way that I calculate it. If I halve it, I would find out 40%, but then I'd have to halve the money. So half of £36 is £18. Half of 80 pence is 40 pence, so £18.40. And then half of that again would be 20%. Half of £18 is £9, half of 40p is 20p. So to find the original, I could add together these two numbers, because 80% plus 20% would be 100%, and then add these two prices together. So I'm going to write that down by here, 36.80, and then 9.20. Make sure you line them up properly. Add 0, 10, so that's then going to be 10.16, and then 4. So 100% is equal to £46. A very nasty question, that one. And part B, again, if you miss these in the exam, we won't be annoyed with this. It says, Freddie is paid X pounds per hour. How long in minutes will Freddie have to work in order to earn Y pounds? Now, the best way to answer this is to think of this in terms of money. So how much would you like to get paid in an hour if you were Freddie? Let's just say £5 for easiness. How long would he have to work in order to earn Y pounds? Well, say how much do you want to get paid in a day? Say how long will I have to work to get paid 30 quid? Well, if that was the case, I would say it would be the 30 quids, I'd divide it by the 5 quids, and that would tell me it was 6 hours of work. Okay? So basically, whatever the 30 quid was now, oh, and it says in minutes, so then I need to times that answer by 60, don't I? So that would give me 360 mins work. Okay? Now, wherever you see the 30 quid, which I created, that belonged to Y, so that should become Y divided by 5 belonging to X, and then once I found that, that told me the hours he's worked, and then I times it by 60 to turn that into minutes, so times by 60. Okay, if you get that, great. If you don't, it's really not too much of a problem. Okay, and from there, I think we did the rest in class, so that is your work done.